Aren't you tired of losing? Of being slow on the track? What if I told you that I know exactly what your problem is? My confidence comes from my experience because I had the exact same problem. I was so slow, and when I raced against real players or unbeatable drivatars, I struggled. Until one day I had enough. I made a promise to myself that I found a solution to that, and while trying my best, I discovered something that caught me by surprise. It was always there, but how did I never notice it? It must have had something to do with the Need for Speed games, because just like many of you, I started my racing game journey with the Need for Speed titles, like the Need for Speed Underground and the Most Wanted. And you guys remember the physics on those games, arcade and unrealistic. But then, shifting to games like Forza Horizon with semi-realistic gameplay, well, you had to step it up a notch. It's terrible when you race against AI, but with real players against you, no way in hell. If you're a petrol head that into cars more than just playing a bunch of games every now and then, you must have heard the phrase apex. It means the highest point or peak. But the apex I'm referring to here in racing is something different. It means the innermost point of a corner in a racetrack. Let me elaborate more. Imagine this is a corner on a racetrack. Normally, you will make a turn like this, or if you're a bit experienced, you'll go like this. Hitting the apex means the innermost, which in this case means this part over here. So the angle varies based on the turn. Now, in order to calculate and find the correct angle, you need to find the one that gives you the quickest entry and the quickest exit. So in this case, it'll be something like this. Here are some examples. But it's not as simple as that. There are some crucial steps you need to learn as well. For example, after you find the perfect turning point, you need to do it with the correct speed. So braking plays a crucial part in executing this correctly. Now, I'm not saying that you should brake while making a turn, because that's an amateur mistake. Not in a race, and not even while driving to work. You should never brake in a turn. Instead, we decrease speed when we get close to the corner, and as a matter of fact, the corner is where we step on the gas pedal and accelerate. And beside that, throttle control in this position gives us better handling and smoother turn. So adjust your speed according to how tight the corner is. Brake before you reach the corner, and then with a smooth steering input, make an entry and then step on the gas pedal and exit the corner. According to the examples we had, now we know how we should enter the corner and also how to adjust the entry angle according to our exit, because one small mistake in calculations and you might get off track or stay slow as you always have been. Now, I suggest turning on the driving line in settings and start different races and different tracks with no AI, and try staying on the driving line and practice. Pay attention to the braking point and also the turning point. Mastering this gives you an edge over your opponents and makes you faster on the track. To prove it, complete one lap like you always do and see how fast you finish. Now, turn the driving line on and try driving exactly like you're being instructed and keep track of time. Now, compare both results and you'll see you are at least 2 or 3 seconds faster. In a 3-lap race, this means 6 seconds faster. And that's a huge gap, and I'm not saying that you should drive exactly like the driving line because it's good for practicing, but if you want to be more professional, it's good to know that the angles that it suggests are a bit wide and it can actually go tighter. So hitting the apex requires finding the perfect angle, decreasing speed at brake point, steering smoothly in a turning point, and throttle control after you've made an entry. And that should give you the perfect exit as well. Now, there are many other things that slow you down on track and you're probably not aware of, so in this series of videos, each time we try to go through one of them. Now, if you're into drifting rather than high-speed races, make sure to check out my ultimate Forza Horizon 5 drift tutorial for beginners, and also make sure to stay subscribed so you won't miss the future videos. I'm Mason, and I'll see you in the next one.